enemies of the state by ourselves and not rely on the help of other countries. We weaken ourselves if we keep on being parasites to any of the countries.
Sir, what then was the president saying when he said that President Trump was trying to save the deal, when it sounds like from his comments na sabi nga niya, he really didn't mind it
Well,
much?
I think what he was referring to certain initiatives prior to the sending of the notice of termination. There were moves by the officials of the U.S. government to talk to him.
So not necessarily President Trump, as he mentioned, because he specifically mentioned.
No, kasi when subordinates of the U.S. government do that, that means they have the go signal of the higher-ups.
Also, sir, can you tell us what the president's plans are for EDCA and MDT? You mentioned in an interview earlier today na posible din ba na masunod yun, yung iba?
I understand the Senate is going to review these two treaties you mentioned. So we'll wait for the recommendation.
But the president didn't even bother waiting for the Senate's investigation on the VFA. I was wondering, maybe meron din po siyang sarili niyang thoughts on the other two as early as now?
Well, to be consistent with his stand, then all treaties must go. By the tone of his body language. Kasi pag sinabi mo na we have to stand on our own, not rely, ibig sabihin, we'll have to strengthen our own resources. Hindi natin kailangan ng ibang bansa.
All treaties must go. So even those with other countries apart from the U.S.?
Hindi ko alam yung portion. But what I'm saying, I'm not saying that all treaties must go. I'm just reading the body language of the president. Kasi that would be logical. Kung the premise is we have to strengthen ourselves, so that means you will not be relying on any country for your defenses.
Thank you, sir.
May follow-up? Julie?
Sir, by body language, we mean yung mga previous speeches niya na ayaw na niya ng treaty sa Amerika? Or
No, by that I meant when he said we have to stand on our own. We cannot be relying on other countries.
Pero for a fact, sir, natanong na po ba natin si President Duterte if he wants EDCA and MDT to continue, or will he abrogate these as well?
No, I didn't ask him that particular question.
Sir, thank you.
May follow-up? Other issue? Tina? Follow-up? Tina and then Maricel.
Sir, since yung EDCA is a supplemental agreement to the VFA, hindi ba yung abrogation of the VFA, does it follow na yung EDCA mawawala na rin?
As I was saying, that's the logic. But I don't know if it will
Is there a need
come to that.
for the President to also issue a notice of termination or whatever? Anong proseso nun, sir?
From what I gather, since the Senate is reviewing that, siguro antayin niya na lang muna sila.
Sir, I think, please correct me if I'm wrong. Sir, yung one of the provisions of EDCA at the U.S. should not bring in nuclear materials in Philippine territories.
Yes.
In the president's latest speech, he mentioned that the Philippine Navy detected the nuclear something in Palawan. Is this a violation of the agreement? If it is a violation, what does this merit?
If that has been validated to be true, then it is a violation of the treaty. If it is a violation of the treaty, then what's the force and effectiveness of a treaty if one of the parties breach it?
Okay, Maricel and then Arian, follow-up ba?
Hi, sir. Good afternoon. Sir, what have we achieved after filing the notice of termination if President Trump himself said na he doesn't mind. I mean, the reasons that were stated by Malacañang is that number one, masyadong bastos kasi yung US. Did we gain respect after filing the notice of termination?
Yes, of course. How? By terminating it, we show them that we do not need them. Now, the statements of Mr. Trump, we do not know exactly whether he was very serious on that. You must remember that the BFA and other treaties are there precisely because of the global strategic defensive positioning of the United States. You must remember that the perceived enemies of the U.S. are very near this country. Hence, they need us. Advantage sa kanila pag kasama tayo nila.
Bakit naging advantage, sir? Can you elaborate?
Kung merong labanan, kagaya nga niyan, di ba, nandito yung mga puwersa nila, they can easily neutralize any attack coming from near us.
But of course,
Strategically, di ba, they're all over the world.
and I understand President Trump also mentioned that of course, we cannot deny the assistance that they provided to the Philippines, including our fight against ISIS. Do you acknowledge that, sir?
O hindi naman nagpapasalamat ka tayo doon. But they must also remember that we were with them when they were fighting. We always are with them.
Sir, last na lang. The Senate, some of the Senate leaders are planning to question before the Supreme Court next week the abrogation of visiting forces agreement. May we have your...
It's their prerogative and right to do that. Then let the Supreme Court rule on the constitutionality of whatever they want to question before the tribunal.
How will this affect the decision of Malacañang, sir?
It won't. His position remains unchanged.
Follow-up, Julie? And then Ina, follow-up?
Sir, yung reaction ni President Trump na we don't mind at mas makakatipid sila, was this the desired or the expected reaction natin sa kanila? Ito ba yung nakita natin na the way that they will react, or did we expect them to react differently?
We do not know what reaction they will give. What is important to the President is this is the time to terminate the visiting force agreement. To stress a point that, one, it is not advantageous to us because the more we rely on them, the more our position weakens and stagnate our defenses.
So it's safe to say, sir, na when we terminated the VFA, kumbaga, we were not seeking a particular reaction from the US, like halimbawa na susuyuin tayo, or no, it's okay, mas matipid sa amin. Wala tayong ganun expectations.
We made that decision because of the reasons given by the President.
The reason I asked, sir, kasi last Monday, I think, or Tuesday, tinanong po kayo kung ano yung magiging status of bilateral relationship with the US. And you said na hopefully warmer. Kasi dahil napapansin nga natin na pag kinikriticize yung policies ng US, mas nagiging preferential yung treatment, pero yung allies, parang nineglect nila. So
That was the history. Now, whether they have changed it or not remains to be seen.
okay. So with this
Actions are louder than words.
So with
We
this,
don't know yet.
Yes, sir. So with this latest statement of Trump, do we still believe na Philippine and US diplomatic ties will be warmer, or it remains to be seen pa po?
Let's see how it evolves or develops.
As of now, sir, how do you see it? Is it still warm or lukewarm?
Well, I think I read something about one of the reactions of the State Secretary of Defense. Parang nabanggit niya na ganun pa rin ang relasyon natin, except that magkakaroon doon ng significant consequences, whatever that is.
Okay, follow up muna. Ina, Henry, and then Vance and Pia.
Sir, you mentioned you don't know what reaction they would give nga after the president ordered the termination of the VFA, and now the U.S. president spoke up. He's saying that he never minded, and he's saying thank you dahil makakatipid pa sila. And then now you're saying that you don't even know if he's really serious because you're insisting that they need us. When you say that, are you sort of saying na you're doubting the sincerity of the U.S. president dun sa comments niya?
It remains to be seen.
Can you expound a little bit on
As I said, words are less louder than actions.
So you're saying even if the U.S. president said that he doesn't mind, he does? Ganon?
I don't know. I don't know really. Let's see. Let's see how his words will match the actions of the U.S. government.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Henry?
Secretary, matapos sabihin ni President Donald Trump na it's fine, we will save a lot of money. As a presidential spokesperson, ano ang gusto ninyong sabihin kay Mr. Trump?
My thoughts are irrelevant. I only speak the thoughts of the president. So he has not said anything about it. So I will ask him.
The scheduled conversation over the telephone between the president...
There was no schedule. There were, what do you call it? There were talks. There were initiatives that the two should talk. But over and ng events because I asked the president and he said, no, I won't anymore.
Even if the White House initiate the talks or the
Sa
conversation...
kanila nga galing yung initiation na yun from the very start. Hindi naman sa atin eh.
So kung tumawag yung camp ni President Donald Trump o si President Trump kay President Duterte, hindi na talaga kakausapin ng Pangulo.
That is his position. That's the president's position. He won't entertain any initiatives coming from the U.S. government.
Okay, thank you.
Vance?
Sir. Sir, what is the reaction of the President to the announcement of the DND that military exercises with the U.S. will continue?
And because under the treaty, nandun pa yun. Kasi yung visiting force agreement refers to jurisdiction on certain commission of crimes relative to the military forces of the U.S.
Okay na. Pia?
Sir, following the termination of the VFA, how does this administration plan to strengthen our defense capabilities? Do we expect a big jump on our defense spending, considering that we don't plan to be a parasite to other countries?
I will leave that to the Secretary of National Defense. What would be his plans to strengthen our capabilities of defending our country?
So, ibig sabihin, sir, wala pa pong clear-cut plan ang Palacio when
I
he
don't
said
know
that
whether
there's a need
the
to...
Secretary of National Defense has. I'm sure he has.
As
I
far
don't
as-
know what.
As far as the President, sir, is
I have not
concerned.
asked him about it. I can ask him tonight.
All right, thank you, sir.
Okay. Follow up. Okay.
Sir, follow up dun sa sinabi ni Pia kasi wala pa ang Pilipinas sa minimum credible defense posture, meaning hindi pa tayo ganun katatag in terms of defense. So sinasabi nga ni Senator Lacson na maaring maging open tayo sa mga terror attacks dahil dito sa pag-terminate natin ng BFA. Ano po yung pwede nating gawin na remedy dito?
As I said, I will leave that to the Secretary of National Defense kung anong plano nila dyan.
Follow up. Ace?
Secretary, you mentioned the purpose of abrogating the VFA is to make the Philippines self-reliant.
That's what the president said.
Okay, but how do you reconcile that with the statement of the Armed Forces of the Philippines that they may be pushing for military cooperation agreements or arrangements with countries like China, Japan, and you already mentioned UK?
That must have been said prior to the termination. In other words, at the time when they made those statements, the BFA still existed.
So, it's accurate to say wala na tong plan to have military arrangements with China, Japan, UK?
I suppose they will defer to the position of the president. He's the chief architect and he's the commander-in-chief of the armed forces.
So, wala na yung UK?
Eh, yun ang magiging logical consequence ng position ng presidente.
So, does that mean yung inyong policy regarding yung strengthening our own capabilities, hindi nito sinisingle out yung US?
Definitely not. Kasi yun ang sabi ni presidente.
Okay. Thank you, Secretary.
Sorry, may follow-up pa. Ina.
Actually, sir, that statement was made in reaction to the termination of the VFA. It's to supposedly, according to the AFP chief, to fill the gap doon sa magiging kawalan doon sa
Yes,
VFA.
that was the statement made after, but not after I talked with the president. Because I asked him that specifically. Nung nagbigay sila ng statement, tinanong ko siya. Like, President, may ganyan, ganito. No. Sabi niya, it's about time we stand on our own.
So now the commander-in-chief will be instructing the AFP not to pursue this supposed, yung sinasabi nilang plan to...
The moment he
enter.
makes a position, then the AFP will have to follow.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Other issue na? Arian.
Hi, sir. Sir, na-confirm niyo po ba kay President Duterte last night kung included nga doon sa drug watch list si Colonel Espinido?
No, hindi ko na... We were so busy discussing yung ibang aspects eh.
Pero sir, is the
That
palace...
escaped my mind.
Okay, sir. Pero sir, is the palace planning to investigate yung report po na yon?
Eh, palagi naman
Yung
ganyan ang
inclusion.
palasyo, di ba? If there are some reports, it validates it.
Will the President meet with Colonel Espinido?
Yan ang hindi ko alam.
Okay, sir. And then, sir, comment lang po. The PNP is offering optional retirement sa around 350 plus na policemen na iimbestigahan for involvement sa illegal drugs. Ang sabi po ni PNP Chief Gamboa, if you don't want to embarrass yourself, if you are guilty, at sa tingin nyo, with the composition now of those who will evaluate, nakikita nyo na di kayo makakalusot, if you want peace of mind, then we offer you optional retirement. Do you think it's proper, sir?
I do not know whether he has talked with the president. I'm not privy to that. So I'd rather not comment on that.
But sir, do you think the PNP should offer optional retirement sa mga iimbestigahan na police for involvement in illegal drugs?
Personally, my opinion doesn't matter. As I said, I
But
only
palace
expressed the
comment,
thoughts
sir.
of the president. Since I have not talked with the president relative to that, I cannot make any comment.
Okay, sir.
Okay. May follow-up doon? Follow-up. Pia.
Sir, will the palace order the PNP chief to release the names of police officials in the drugs watch list?
I'll ask him. I'll ask the president.
Because the president has released yung mga politicians involved in the narco list.
Eh, baka
And-
may bago. Baka may updated list. Tanungin ko siya kung merong bago and if he intends to release them.
Pero I'm referring, sir, to the yung drugs watch list with the police officials. The PNP chief is refusing to divulge the names of these officials involved or in the narco list. So will the palace encourage or order the PNP chief to release the names?
I'll ask him if he is going to order the PNP chief.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. May follow-up?
Remind mo text mo sa akin yung mga komisyon, kakalimutan ko yung mga tinatanong. Sa dami.
Julie, follow-up muna.
Sir, a few days ago, sinabi po ni President Duterte instructing the Chief of the Philippine National Police na yung mga may links to drugs, alisin mo yan, i-revamp mo yan. Tapos ngayon, here comes PNP Chief Gamboa saying na pwede mag-optional retirement yung mga personalities on the drug list. Does the palace think na yung actions ni PNP may run contrary to the President's order to the PNP Chief na to get rid of those na...
Di ba he's getting rid of them by offering that? Ganun lang nga rin yun.
So is that an acceptable option to the palace?
But, you know, giving them retirement option doesn't mean they will not be prosecuted. There is evidence they've been involved.
Yes, sir. Pero kasi yung the administrative case, wala na po. Tapos makukuha nila yung retirement benefits nila if they are allowed to retire early.
Or if they're criminally prosecuted, kung kasama yun sa judgment ng court, may magagawa ba sila?
Okay, sir. So, sir, i-clarify ko lang, sir, ha. Yung actions ng PNP in offering optional retirement ay not necessarily contrary to the President's statement na to get rid of or to sibakin yung mga may kinalaman sa drugs sa PNP.
Kasi nga, as I said, getting rid of them through retirement doesn't preclude the filing of criminal prosecution.
Okay.
Edi ganun din yun, kung may ebidensya.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Ace.
Balikan ko lang yun, Secretary. Kasi kapag pinag-retire mo, you can give them a graceful exit eh.
Pero as I said, kung may ebidensya lamang sa'yo, papailan ka pa rin ng kaso.
So,
And by getting that retirement, you're admitting you're involved. Kasi precisely yun ang purpose. Kayong mga sa tingin nyo, baka may embarrass kayo pagdating ng araw kasi involved kayo, mag-retire na lang kayo. Pag nag-retire ka, ibig sabihin kasama ka doon. Diba, admission?
hindi sila off the hook.
Definitely, they will not be off. Hindi mo pa pwede kay Presidente yun.
Follow up muna.
Okay.
Arian?
But sir, yung main purpose nga po ng PNP for offering optional retirement is para hindi na masama yung mga mag-a-avail nun dun sa i-validate na listahan.
Alam mo kasi, I'm this is an educated guess. Kasi kung hindi niya gagawin yon, you have to file cases and it will take a long, long process. Siguro para mabilis, ino-offer niya ng optional retirement.
Do you think that's proper, sir? Na para mapabilis, mag-retire na lang yung...
We're subject to prosecution naman eh. So wala namang mali doon. It would be different kung binigyan mo ng optional retirement, pagkatapos may criminal waiver ng prosecution. Ibang usapan yun. That would be unlawful.
Okay.
You cannot waive criminal prosecution when there is a violation of the law.
Okay, sir. Thank you po.
Okay, Ian and then Ace.
Secretary, yung sa Taiwan, sinasabi po na dahil dun sa travel ban na inimpose natin sa kanila, maaari namang tanggalin yung visa-free entry ng mga Pilipino. Marami pong nagre-react doon. Ano pong take ng palasyo?
Well, sabi ni Presidente kagabi, my primary concern is the health, the safety of our countrymen. Until the danger persists, then we have to do what is necessary to secure their safety.
Hindi po ba yung one China policy yung sinunod natin kaya
O, tinanong ko rin siya, sabi niya, no, nothing to do with it. Sabi niya.
May follow-up? Follow-up. Follow-up muna, Vance and then Maricel. Vance.
Sir, with regards to the travel ban to Taiwan, is that final?
Hindi, lahat naman hindi final. Palaging, until the danger exists, nandiyan yung ban.
Kasi sir, Singapore has reported more infected cases of this COVID, no? Now, Ano po ang basihan ng pag-issue ng travel ban?
Alam mo, hindi,
Sa isang
I
bansa.
don't think na it depends on more or less. The fact is infected. Kaya may ban.
Sir, what's
Now,
the
whether eventually sasama sila, aantayin natin.
So what's the basis, sir?
Yun nga ang basis. We're trying to secure the safety of our countrymen so as not to spread the disease.
Pero bakit
And
ang
afflict them.
Singapore, they did not even have this travel ban?
O, iba naman ang Singapore, iba naman sa atin, iba naman ang takbo ng mga utak nila doon.
Because
But just because one country does this, are you saying that we have to copy whatever they decide on a particular matter? We have our own mind.
pero sir, walang travel ban sa Singapore. They have more infected diseases.
Hindi pa nga
These
natin alam
cases.
kung magkakaroon ng travel ban. Lahat yan pinag-aaralan ng Presidente.
Thank you, sir.
Follow-up, si Maricel.
Sir, just a clarification. You mentioned po kasi that it's not about the one China policy, but I remember on the previous statements of Malacañang and the Department of Health, one China policy talaga yung nagiging reason because we're basing our decision on the WHO. And since WHO, Taiwan is part of China, kaya kasama sila sa travel ban.
Yun ang perception
So, can
siguro
you-
ng DOH. But I asked the President last night. Yun ang sagot niya.
It's not.
Nothing to do with it.
So, sir, what's the logic?
It's the safety.
Opo.
Oh, very emphatic siya kagabi.
I
It
understand.
transcends, sabi niya, borders. Kung pinag-uusapan ang kaligtasan ng mga kababayan natin.
But just to reiterate, sir, the question of Ate Vance, what's the logic of imposing travel ban to Taiwan kung mas marami yung mga infected and cases doon sa Singapore, sa Thailand, other countries? Taiwan, I understand they only have 18 cases.
Baka darating tayo doon. Darating siguro tayo doon sa travel ban na yun.
Meaning, we're also studying the possibility of imposing travel ban to Singapore
pinag-aaralan.
and
Basta
Thailand.
palaging ang sinasabi niya, my primary concern is the safety. Walang iba.
Aren't we concerned, sir, doon sa statement lang po ng Taiwan of their possible, how do you call it, retaliatory
O di ba
actions?
sinabi niya, they will remove the privilege. Dati naman tayo kumukuha ng mga visa.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Pia?
Sir, clarify yung sagot ninyo. Ibig sabihin, okay lang ang Malacañang na matanggalan ng ganong klaseng
Hindi sa
privilege ng mga
okay.
Pilipino.
You know, each country has the right to react on any act perceived or taken by them as against its own interest. What can we do about it? Tayo rin, may sarili ding interest na inaalagaan, ang interest ng kalusugan at kaligtasan ng ating mga kababayan. We understand where the reaction is coming from, but they should also understand why we're doing it.
Sir, are there efforts to communicate with the Taiwanese government considering na masyado daw po yata silang na-insulto doon sa travel ban?
I understand Lito Banayo is talking with them. Narinig ko siya ini-interview.
Thank you, sir.
Other issue na. Si Tina and then Ian.
Sir, sa Pogo, sa recent Senate inquiry, merong kulang daw ang may tax deficiencies ang mga Pogo firms sa bansa. At least 50 billion. Ano ang...
Then we'll run after them. Very clear naman si Presidente nun eh. No sacred cows in this government. You owe the government, will run after you. The way he did. Sa Philippine Airlines, Sampa, sa Mighty Cigarette, and now the water concessionaires, lahat yun. Walang sinisino si Presidente. Basta nagkamali ka, meron kang transgression, ay hindi ka palulusutin.
Sir, tapos incidentally, sir, si Senator Hontiveros presented a Taiwanese alleged victim na naloko raw dapat ng trabaho about Pogo, tapos yung boss niya name dropped a certain Michael Yang as a backer of this Pogo firm. Michael Yang was reportedly not the controversial former presidential advisor.
Chismis lang naman yun. They should
Anong-
file a formal complaint. Hindi mo pwedeng papadaanin nila sa media. If there is a victim, then she should help in giving that victim justice.
Despite all these concerns, sir, the President Duterte stand to support yung Pogo operations remain despite China's call na tigilan tong that yung illegal gambling o gambling is banned in their country.
Subject to the prosecution of those violating immigration laws and other laws of the land.
Okay. Mag-last question na tayo? Ian.
Sec, pakiklaro lang po. Kanina nabanggit nyo sa radio na kung sakaling mag-prosper yung kawaranto sa ABS-CBN, pwede pa naman sila mag-refile ng franchise. Paano po ba yun?
Oo, kasi ang renewal naman, di ba, up to the end of 31? 31 March ba? Oh, March 30, end of March. O, this ibig sabihin, pag, kaya nga meron silang application for renewal eh. That's the whole point eh. Ang sinasabi lang naman ni Soljan, kasi tinanong ko siya eh. O sabi ko, they're complaining, bakit ngayon ka lang daw nag-file? Ngayon ko lang na-discover may violation eh. Eh bakit daw nag-file ka eh? Expire na naman sa March 30. Eh sabi niya, kung hindi ko naman i-file, di ako naman ang didemanda nila. O, kaya sensible and logical lang. Trabaho niya kasi yan. Halimbawa, may nakasilip nung natuklasan niya, tapos siya ngayon ang dinimanda for dereliction of duty o di siya ngayon ang nasa defensive. He's just doing his duty.
No more questions, MPC? Okay, thank you, MPC. Thank you, Secretary Panelo.
Thank you.
Back to our main studio sa Radyo Pilipinas and People's Television Network.